Hey guys, it's Camilla from Code with Camilla. Today we're going to be talking about arrays, which is our last video in level 3.
Okay, what is array, right? It's a collection of variables of the same data type. For instance, if you need 10 int variables which are similar in purpose, you can create, instead of creating 10 int variables, you can create one variable of type array, right? So you can do, so the way you do it, you add square brackets to the data type. If it's say double, you do double.
What
If
is double?
it's a data type, right? Or you do string, or you do bool. But in our case, if you want to do array of int variable array of int variable, this is how we do it. We call it like give a name, right? This is how you declare your variable. But in order to use it, you have to initialize. So there are two things to initialize with array, unlike the regular variable. First, you initialize the array variable itself. The way you do it, you call it new. It's a operator, so you have to call it. What new does, it reserves space for your variable. And if you remember, the int is 4 byte of size, and when you reserve this new int, you say the size of your variable array. So you say I want 5 items in my array, so it's going to calculate. So it's going to 4 bytes multiplied by 5 bytes is going to reserve 20 bytes for this array.
Excuse me, I was just wondering, you know the new thing? Why can you use new for like other applications? Like new? Like let's say I put int and then I put like new and then I stuff like that.
In this case, new is just a keyword. You could put anything. It's like a C#. It's left over from C++ at one point, well, C, and Java and C# they use new, but they could put anything. It really, all you have to know that you have to put the keyword new.
No, that's not my question. Let's say we have like we're not using array, okay? Can we use new for like things that are not array, like so you can reserve
Yeah,
space?
yes, you will use for objects. We will learn about objects in our next level. So there are two places when you use new, with arrays or
Objects.
objects, and we're going to learn it later.
Thanks.
So once you initialize this array variable, you have individual items in this array which still need to be initialized. So the way you do it, you just go to remember how we used strings. You just go use index to get access to individual item, and you have to put for each one, say 1. And if you remember, in C# all indexes start with 0, and so you have to populate all of those. And after that, what you can do,
What happens if you don't put, you said that there's going to be 5 variables in here. What if you don't put all 5 of them? Is it going to like not build?
let's see.
It's probably gonna throw an exception.
So we have values for 0 and 1.
But we don't have 2, 3, or 4.
Let's see what's gonna happen if we do 2, for instance. You see it printed 0. What C# does when you don't populate with just with arrays, so if you don't populate the value, it puts the default value. Default value for any
Int.
Anything is
whole number is 0.
Zero.
For boolean, it will be
True.
false, probably, right? For string, it's going to be empty string. For double, it's going to be 0.0. So it puts the so if you don't populate it, C# in this case, it pre-populates for you all the values in this, all the individual items in this array. It initialized to the default value. In this case, value is 0. But you have to initialize the array. If you don't initialize it and try to use it,
I'll draw an exception.
it's not gonna even let you build it. Understand? So you have to initialize. So now if you want to print all items, so the reason we use arrays is to use them in most cases in the loops when you're trying to do same operation over and over on different
Numbers.
items in the same array, right? And we start like with strings array. All arrays have property called length, so we can do and print all the values. We can say at index, and our index in this case is I equal, and we can put the value of array at this index by using square brackets, right?
I have a question. So if you have multiple int arrays, and let's say you have this one right here, and then you have another one that's the same thing, int 5, how would the computer know if it's array? Do you label
By
it a
name.
specific way?
By name. So you see, you accessing the individual item in array by name of the variable, array, and index. So if I can create another array, I'm gonna call it array 2, right? It still could be int 5, but I will access the individual values in array 2 by the name array 2 and index.
Okay.
So these are really two different variables. So if you run it, you can see the all values and how many things it's gonna print? 5, right? We only populated 1, 2. And what C# does, they want to say, oh, it's really stupid. You don't want to do it like one by one, right? It's really tedious. So they have a shortcut. You can put, instead of doing the size, you can put like this. And here you can put all the values you want to put. And it's going to initialize them without, so it will create a variable of int, array int, with 5 items in it, you see? And it's going to initialize them. So instead of doing one by one, you can initialize in one line.
So you don't even have to put array bracket 0 equal 1 here?
Yeah, but you can change those values, say, I want to do 10, 20, so this is how you change it. This is, remember, is so this way you can change it, and also you can see it changes variables, items in the array. So why do you want to use arrays? It's used in many places, in like lots of cases. Just give you one example. For instance, a year has 365 days, and if you want to store your some information for each day of the year, you would have to create 365 variables, right, for that purpose. But all those variables are similar. So instead, you could say, I want to create a variable called year and access each individual item using index instead of doing 365 variables. Let's do another example. Let's do a week, because it's 365 days. It's going to take us a year to do it. Let's do example. So imagine you're selling tomatoes and each day you make some profit. Let's calculate how much profit you made in 1 week. If we didn't have arrays, we would do double, right? This is what we use, or decimal. Let's do decimal. Decimal, call Monday, and you did $10. Then you do decimal Tuesday, and you did say $11. You can also do like this. You can do Wednesday, probably $10, 4 cents, right? You can use a comma instead of typing decimal every time. Thursday. You see, it's so tedious, but we have to finish it. Friday. So you know how tedious is this. 7. Saturday. We're almost there. And let's make it more readable, because if you put it in one line, it's just hard to read. And finally, Sunday, you did $0. You just took a day off, right? Now you have to calculate a decimal profit is, now we have to type each one, Tuesday and Wednesday and so 7 times. Imagine what would look like if we had a 1 year, and then we have to print one value.
So you're printing profit?
The profit is
And then decimal
profit. Let's print it. With decimals, you have to type M to avoid all this red stuff. Let's run again.
Why do you need to type N?
That's how C#. If you're using decimal fractional value to assign to decimal, they want you to put M, which means money, really. So we calculate, and you see how tedious is this. Instead, what we could do, we could create variable array.
What's double?
Sorry, let's do decimal week, and to use arrays we have to put square brackets. Now we do new decimal and just simply put the same values, 10, 11, 10, 24 M,
9,
Huh?
7.7, 11.9, and 0. We don't need to put that.
well, we need to, and you just simply go use loop. That's where arrays shine, really. We use length because we don't want to count how many values in it. We could use, say, 7, but what happens if you add one more value? Then it's going to break, right? So we want to use, and before that we would have to create our variable called profit and assign it to initial value is 0. And all we have to do now is to add, every time when you, it's called iterating. So we iterate through the array and add the value at this index of array and run it. Same value, but way smaller program, way easy to use. Okay, so to recap, arrays are useful when you're doing some loops, probably. So when you're doing some operation iteration, so you iterating through the same similar information. You could not have decimal array and put a string inside here, because it's not gonna build. It's gonna say cannot implicitly convert. So you have to convert this from string to decimal, because it says all values in this array are decimals, right? So this is called single dimension array. There is another way, there is another concept, it's called multi-dimensional arrays, but we're not gonna discuss them because frankly I used it last time maybe in college, and maybe for the college it's useful when you do mathematical operations, when you do matrices, but in our case, in our regular life, it's very unlikely to use.
That's it for today on Code with Camilla. Come back next week for more video, and don't forget to subscribe.